Hi everyone, it's your girl CeeCee, and I'm here today to speak to you about my initiative that my team and I are focusing on right now. It's obvious. The topic at hand is Hurricane Melissa and how devastating it was to Jamaica. And, a lot of people are, putting their hands in to help whoever they can. And, I respect every single person who's doing whatever they can, whether it's on the media or not. Keep doing what you're doing. I know the people appreciate it. And, I just want to play my part, my team and I. And there are moments when I say to myself, what the hell, man, what is me take up on my head? I've asked myself the question quite a few times. And I'm like, it's a lot. I'm a very, very busy woman. What is this me take up on my head? But then I asked myself the question, who are we if we're not our brother's keeper? Who am I if I'm not doing the best I can, if I'm not doing all that I can to help those affected? And then I asked myself another question. If I were one of those affected, one of the affected, wouldn't I need some help? Answer is yes. And then, I remember back a few years when I was in high school and Ivan came to Jamaica, it literally took away all of her kitchen. It took, it wasn't a solid structure. It was something that, my mom would call it a matches box. It was that small and feeble. And then Ivan literally took the kitchen away. Thanks be to God, it wasn't the entire house. So, for quite a few months, we were preparing meals on the veranda. And, at the time, we never, I had my older sister lives in the US. And, she was the only one that we had to, look to for any foreign things. And, even back then, she was young, she had her own things to deal with. And so, we didn't get a barrage of thing from foreign. And, I wish I had, like somebody to help us, like rebuild and do certain things. And, that wasn't there. But, we survived. We survived. And, so having gone through that experience on my own, because, when Gilbert did come, maybe just a couple of months, don't do the math, don't try to figure out my age. But yes, a lot has happened. And I say to myself, how can I play my part? And for a minute, when Melissa blew 2 weeks ago, approximately, like I said, I feel like I still haven't understood, like grasped the entire concept of what happened. And I hear a lot of people are, that are saying that, you don't really understand it. You can't feel it or see it on, as much until you experience it for yourself, like until you're literally on the ground, until you're visiting those parishes, that were affected. What we see on the media, we've heard so many times, it lacks in comparison to what the reality of those situations are. And so, I want to do my part. My part is, along with my team, it came to me, I'm like, I don't want to do a GoFundMe because then I know people are skeptic with money and I see a lot of GoFundMes out there. I've contributed to a few. And, I really do hope that people are, putting the money where their mouths are. But for me, it came to me and I'm like, what can I do? And then it hit me and I'm like, I was, collaborating with one of my friends. And I'm like, we could definitely do, clothes and toiletries and all those things, because then I'm thinking, what happens in the instance that people starts to rebuild? Remember, some people lost everything. They lost their bed sheets, their curtains, just about everything that decorated a home. A lot of people lost everything, clothes, every little thing pan them dresser, every little thing underneath them dresser, every little thing pan them bed, and then the bed put up on the dresser, you name it. And I'm thinking in the scope of lens that I'm thinking I'm through is like rebuilding. And I'm like, we could do this. So currently my team and I, we're collecting clothes. I have a few garbage bags right there in front of me. The camera is not showing it to you. I have a few in the basement. Like, people have been reaching out and I really, truly appreciate it. And the reason why I feel so compelled to even do this is because I know that there are people who want to contribute. They don't have anyone to send the things directly to. A lot of celebrities are doing things. How do we get our things to these celebrities? Some of them so busy they don't have the time. I'm just a little woman. A lot of y'all know me. I've been on the media for years. Yes, my presence has diminished. to an extent, but nonetheless, I'm still here. And one of my friends said, hey, you can't just have this platform and not do anything. You have to snap out of it. I know that you're shocked. I know that you're still trying to figure out what exactly happened, but in the interim, you still have to do something. And so this is where all of this comes in. So I am living in the New York area. If you have anything that you feel is donation worthy, you can reach out to me at 646-744-5455. I'll put the number in under here somewhere, wherever on the video. That's my number. I'm specifically looking for clothes. If they're not brand new, when those are foreign people don't really wear clothes to the dirt like that, to the ground like that. So if they're not new, they could be mint, but they should look presentable. It should be something that you would wear. It shouldn't be that. I don't necessarily want you to give me things that you don't want because they don't look good and they're not in great condition. Think about these people. A lot of them had wonderful, a wonderful wardrobe, nice items, nice clothing. But because, everything was taken away from them, they don't have those things anymore. So let's think along those lines. You have your bed sheets, your curtains, baby clothes. Like for me personally, I have like 4 garbage bag of little girls clothing because I have a set of twins and they're growing, and then the thing is 10 months they're in uniform, 2 months they're, God bless, half of the things can't even fit them. So I have those things. So if you have those things, reach out to me. We can coordinate and do the logistics, whether I pick them up from you or you drop them off somewhere. But whatever it is, people, I'm trying to get this done, and I'm trying to jump on this. I'm trying to have the barrels packed by the end of this month, November. I was aiming for 2 barrels, but to be honest, I see a lot coming in, and so it might be. I definitely am gonna go through some of the items because, like, if I don't feel like they're worthy of giving to anyone, but I embarrass myself and carry them things I go give nobody because nobody carry them, come give me as much as though there was a time when I was destitute and did want something. I mean, somebody that take anything. You understand me? So I'm gonna go through the stuff and see what's in there that's palatable to give away. Shoes. If you have any shoes that you're not wearing, you could give those away. Give me those to be a part of the initiative. Please, me don't want a winter stuff. Me don't want no winter clothes. Me don't want a ear muffin. Me don't want a puff jacket. Me don't want a bubble jacket. Me don't want a fur boot. Me don't want them something. The people of Jamaica do not need those things. So they keep them something for next winter. All right, other one I might be terrible to, so I'm keep in the winter something we don't want them there. Also, I've created an Amazon Hurricane Melissa relief list. I will share it with you guys as well, where you can go on and you can order certain things. Yesterday I got a big delivery of baby wipes, diapers, toothpaste, always pads, other brand sanitary napkins. I've added a few stuff as well. But the aim is to, to get those kinds of items and to get, lotions, shampoo, you name it, those little things, those little household items that can help, the people to come back, to feel a sense of normalcy. Food is the staff of life, and a lot of people are doing food, and I'm grateful that, a lot of people are doing food. Food is not my primary item right now, my primary collection item. If I can get the other items that I've asked for, I'll take them. I'm not saying no to food. Also, monetary donation. I'm not necessarily looking for monetary donations. I've had a few people who've come to me and say, hey, I want to contribute, but I don't have the time to get these things, nor do I have clothes, new or secondhand, to give away. So here you go. For those, I'll take them because I myself plan on, purchasing a bunch of stuff as well. Because that was the initial plan. But then I said to myself, this is too much for me, and I'm not rich, and so I have to do what I can do if I ask the people. And I'm so grateful that a lot of people have jumped on up, and so many people are thanking me for doing this. And honestly, I'm not looking for thanks, in that realm, but it feels good to know that people want to help. People want to help. And so, like I say, we're trying to do this, and we're trying to catch that wave of free item thingy before the end of December. We want the people to have a Merry Christmas and as merry as them can be given the circumstances. So we're trying to catch that waiver thing. So if you have the donations, please reach out to me. Please text, please call. Text or WhatsApp preferably, because I prefer those methods. And just reach out, and please remember to donate. It's not for me, it's for a worthy cause. I don't want to tell you to think about you being in the situation. Just look at what's happening and see how you could play a hand. If it's even a bottle of lotion, if it's even one deodorant, if it's even one toothpaste. Think about if everybody thought about things like that and donated what they can. I'm not asking you to give me a full barrel. I'm collecting, and I'm, the items collected, the combination, and we'll just put in stuff, and we'll just send them to the people. I mean, now I expect one person to do it all. I can't do it all, and that is why I'm here asking you for your help. So let's do this. Let's help the people of Jamaica. We shall rise again. Me know it tough. Me sis it no nice. Like me say, me truly not understand it completely. But I want to be there for the people. And if you want to be a part of this initiative, just reach out to me. Let's do this. Nothing you have is too small. The thought really counts. Let's do this. Let's help the people. A lot of them are suffering. A lot of them don't know where they're going to turn tomorrow. But if we can be a guide and a way out and a helping hand, let's be those things. Thank you guys so much, and you'll be hearing more from me. I'll be documenting this journey as well. And let's help Jamaica to rise again. All right? We're going to do this.